on. Sorry.
On.
See, we can't even figure out which mic works. The last day before vacation. Sorry.
You realize it's just the same as like school. Remember in school before vacation or before you left for summer, nothing got done?
I know nothing about school.
It's exactly nothing.
School's for white people.
Well, I sure missed it.
Books and learning.
Maybe it was the Sicilian in me. I missed it, a lot of it. I just went for the first half to learn a little bit of math.
And some
English.
shop skills, and then move on.
Better things to do.
Yeah.
This is Chris's first time here, and
This is my first time, yeah.
And him and Patrice were talking about something, and apparently he complimented Patrice, and I gotta say I didn't like it at all.
Let me say this. It was a weird thing. I'm sitting there, the first part of the story. I thought somebody's just starting trouble, and I thought it's Chris.
Well, retell the story. I'll make believe I didn't hear this.
Well,
because it was really good.
I had to thank him because one comic said that Chris Rock said that you auditioned for Everybody Hates Chris as the father, talking about me, and said I was awful. I go, no, I was good in that audition. So Keith called me. Keith was there. So Keith goes, man, no. He didn't say that at all. He said you were great. And then he told me the real story. So
you were great. You just didn't know any of your lines.
But I didn't.
You're very unprepared and very self-deprecating. But you were great. You were actually the best one that day.
I could have got the father, but I thought I knew my line. Put it this way: I always say in auditions, I gave myself a chance to get it, but I'm very aloof. In auditions, because I don't want to get too, like, I want it, or too, I don't want it. I went in.
So why try?
Him and Ollie.
Why try?
I was just saying, this is how I'm going to be as a father. But the word was, okay, he was the best, but he didn't get it because of some other stuff. But I was actually felt good about that.
Yeah.
That I was the best, but
So you finally got an opportunity to ask Chris if that was true.
Oh, you were great.
But well, here's the thing I heard, is that I had an attitude, and I didn't. I know when I have an attitude. I'm not going to say I'm not an ass.
You didn't have an attitude. You came in. I feel like
This is good.
ass.
This is good stuff.
This is like Mr. Slate. Like I'm Trump. The reason you were let go.
But I don't like to give.
Wait, let's hear his side.
Wait a minute, though. I don't like to give. Just to let me finish.
Let the man finish.
I don't like to give black bosses any less type of respect than white bosses. I don't want to look at Chris and go, Chris. And when I go into white things and I'm acting right. I went in there to try to be business, act right.
How many black bosses have you really been in front of Thriller? You say it like there's so many black bosses out there.
You act like you're popular among white people. When have you ever been like nice or diplomatic?
I want it to be the same, exactly the same.
Yeah. Well.
And
why don't you kiss up to Chris Rock? He's in the studio. You're self-destructive.
I'm not self-destructive.
Look who's telling you that.
Right. I know a thing about being self-destructive. I think you're being a little self-destructive. You're being a little too cool for the room in front of Chris Rock.
Too cool? What are you talking about now?
Yeah.
But don't think me and Chris don't both know white tricks. This is not dividing Conquer. What is it? I basically said thank you for the compliment, because I heard the compliment.
So was his acting,
thank you.
Chris, his acting was good?
His acting was very good. His acting was very good. He just didn't know the part. And he was very he was just killing himself. He was basically screaming, "Don't hire me."
Oh, Patrice! You know something?
That's the Patrice we know.
Sounds just like Patrice.
This is the man we know.
I swear to God,
absolutely sounds just like him.
I know when I'm being like that, but I wasn't.
The guy that he went against was like, "I'm ready to do this. I know every line." And he probably wasn't as good as Patrice, but he was so I will do everything you need to do, Mr. Rock.
Hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. It's not like it's a hit show, right?
Yeah, it's not like you see the bus boards and the billboards.
I saw your True Hollywood story. You were the same way.
I was. And I straightened out.
All right, that's his advice. All right, I'm going to try.
I'm learn from Chris.
I'm learning from Chris. I'm going to learn now.
Terry Crews was great. But
yeah.
you were really good.
How many seasons are you in on that show?
I think, we just finished 3, yeah, so we're getting ready to start 4.
4 seasons.
What do you do?
Is that why you asked him that question?
Actually, no, I never heard that story until you said that. Yeah. No, I wouldn't rub it. I'm happy that I heard that.
Syndication money starts rolling.
I was wondering, when you go into a show with that stars like a kid, do you think, if we get a year out of this, we're lucky? And now you must start thinking, this kid's getting older.
He's really old, and his voice has changed, and he's shaving. And
yeah, it's like what?
Got hemorrhoids.
You get the Harry Potter problem.
Yeah, we got the. Well, I wish I.
That's some problem.
That's a good problem to have.
It happened with like the Wonder Years and stuff, where I think they go into it thinking, we're lucky if it's even on the air, and then it gets to the point where it's like, Dad, I'm home, and it's not quite the Wonder Years anymore. You know, it's not this innocent child thing. Now he's, driving and having sex.
Sleeping with his aunt.
Yeah. Exactly.
And his show, that Everybody Loves Chris, was one of the few ones that made the leap when they combined to make the CW and UPN closed down. And
that's right.
And like a couple others were the only ones that moved over to the new network.
Right. Yes, because all the shows were so great. They had to figure out what's going to make it.
That was just, you could hear the collective click of white people hitting the remotes on some of those shows. It's like, what? There's 4 girls and they're living together and they're working. I have no idea what that's about. Click.
Yeah.
I had no real interest in seeing that.
What? Why don't you just started with, I'm a racist?
Yeah. I didn't say I'm a racist.
I like my shows with a black friend. That's what you're really saying. An occasional black friend is great on the show.
He has
black
one
cast.
He has one important scene every season. That's where I feel
Anthony goes,
it's my safe zone.
Sticks from Happy Days.
Right.
Give us Sticks. Look, what happened to those days?
Anthony goes, I'm not watching UPN word.
I don't call it that. Jesus Christ. I just need something I can relate to a little. Us as humans, we just watching things we can relate to a little more.
Steve Nash. You want to see you getting
Just so Chris understands,
it's
Anthony.
like Nash, right?
Anthony is.
Yes.
You root for Nash?
Right.
Of course you root for Nash.
Anthony's a big fan.
All white guys root for Nash.
Anthony's a big fan of the History Channel, but he likes to call it the Hitler Channel, just so you know who
it's the
you're
big
dealing
H
with
in
here,
the corner and stuff, of course.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the era.
Right.
Of like
It's amazing Hitler can have a channel and OJ can't get a show. OJ only killed 2 people. Nothing.
They're fascinated with Hitler.
Hitler gets a whole channel, network.
Every bit of film of that guy has been shown. Everything.
He's a drug addict now.
There's no Hitler outtakes.
Saw one the other day. Hitler went sandal shopping.
Yes.
Yeah, some rare footage.
Whole hour of Hitler.
They find 2 lousy seconds of Hitler footage and they make an hour out of it on the Hitler Channel.
OJ,
See, now I'm
nothing.
saying it. Nothing for OJ.
Nothing for OJ.
Hey, Chris is playing the Garden. We got to get the plug in, man. He's playing
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden New Year's Eve. How cool is that, Chris?
Madison Square Garden New Year's Eve. Yes.
And, Ticketmaster for tickets, and it's amazing to be doing that room. It's funny. I think we're off the air. We said this, but I'm like, are you doing there's 2 rooms? One
the
with
Little Garden? No, I'm doing the Dane Cook Garden.
Dane Cook Garden.
The Dane Cook Garden. Oh, my
Renamed.
God. That is the elephant in the room, too, because you're sitting there going, how do you ask somebody, are they playing the real Garden or the other thing? But the other thing is 5,000
It's still
seats.
impressive. Yes.
Yeah, that's the mini garden.
Yeah, but whenever anybody says it, you
Then
go
I'm
like,
coming back to the other garden the Little Garden in April, May.
Okay, so you're doing
4 nights.
in a 4 nights in the Jesus.
How come not do one big garden? Because that adds up to 4 of the little gardens.
There's like insurance issues. Let me explain arenas.
Yeah, you gotta look, Chris. You gotta explain.
I know when you're settling up at the Chuckle Hut at the end of the night.
I'm sitting.
You sit there with the guy.
I don't know. I'm really asking. Like I don't know.
From the Rainy Night House, and you're going over.
You ask it the
Tony
garden.
Camacho has the check.
You asked him not to drop checks.
John Mulrooney is working with you.
You asked him not to drop checks.
Big up to Mulrooney.
Do they have wings at the Garden?
We might have rings. I've been trying to get Kentucky Fried Chicken to give out 2 pieces at the end of the night. But
I wonder if you probably make more doing 4 nights at the other one.
you can make more money. Yeah, because the union is
very expensive. New York rooms are very expensive. I mean, I understand some of the big rooms.
This is all business stuff.
Not that, of course.
It's all business. Yes.
Something you don't know nothing about.
I'll be at Comics next week. I'm trying to sell 4 shows.
Patrice decided it was a good idea to get a website a mere 3 months ago. Remember all the times you would come on the show and you have a website
that's
to
how
promote
he didn't
yourself?
get the show. Exactly. That's how he did.
He doesn't know how to promote. He goes, I feel weird promoting.
Do you see him trying now?
You are trying.
Jesus.
Patrice's brilliance is as a comedian.
You're playing some big rooms now, right?
I'll get back to you. Yes, I'm actually, Chris. It's funny. As a businessman, it's time to plug myself. I'm doing maybe 1,000 is probably the maximum. 1,500.
Hey, you're out to clubs.
Yeah,
you made it.
Well, I mean,
that's the goal of every comic, is to get out of the chuckle huts.
My only goal, I swear to you, was to be famous enough to not have to do radio. That was it. Not that I want to be up now, but I mean, you know, I don't have to do radio, and I don't have to stay in the condo, in the comedian condo. That's all I wanted.
And you mean you're on the road?
I wanted to be like Don Maera, George Wallace was like my goal.
He's been on the show a bunch. Funny
that was
guy.
my goal.
Yeah, shot past that.
We should talk about the condo thing. A lot of people out there don't understand, when you guys go to these cities, you have to stay in the same condo that other comics were in the week before.
The same sheets.
Right, because they're trying to just save. They're trying to save money, so these guys buy an actual condo.
Comedians are disgusting.
Right. I can't even imagine.
You got to share. Sometimes with. I've done so many gigs with a headliner in the middle act.
Sometimes you have to share. If you're not a headliner, you share the room with the
some strange comic you barely know,
like damn near bunk beds.
Right.
It's like
Yeah, I've done that. I woke up one time. It was 3 comedians in a room, and I woke up and the 2 guys had left. We had like a 2-hour drive to the next gig. They just left a note like, "We'll meet you there." Dirtbags.
Hint.
You ever had that thing where you're at the club and they have the meal, the menu, and then there's the stuff the headliner can eat, but if you're an opener,
way,
you can't get shrimp. You know?
The chintzy ass crap is that?
We don't. The middles can't get scallops. We're sorry.
You can have the chicken wings. Chicken wings for you.
I was doing a club recently up in Massachusetts, and they said that the MCs, the opening acts, couldn't get soda. I'm like, you don't give the guys. I can see alcohol.
You know what I don't like? This
I saw one said, "Don't touch the waitresses."
Was that a problem?
You know what's bothering me about this conversation? That Norton and Chris Rock are having a nostalgic conversation that I still live.
If you had the right attitude, you're as funny as both of us.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm funnier than you.
I guess it's trying to tell you this is an intervention for you, Chris Reese.
Look,
we thought we were having Chris Rock to promote his New Year's gig, but it's really an intervention to get you on the right track.
How do people be able to move on from old school news? I'm not like that.
I'll tell you what it is. You're as a comedian, and
you're like Whitney Houston. You're gonna have to be clean for 10 years before we buy it. Like, we supposed to just buy it now?
But she's looking good again.
I gotta prove it to the public.
I need 4 crackless albums before I buy clothes.
I'm gonna have to be like Michael Vick after he gets out. Like, I'm gonna take care of dogs.
You're gonna work at a shelter. You gotta pet every dog you see walking by.
You're gonna have to shake hands with a few audience members as they walk out. Thank the club owner for having you. Because it's not your act. People love your act.
People love
who you
your
are.
act.
It's who you are.
They hate you.
Garbage.
They just hate you as a person. This is your intervention. I've been waiting for this day.
There is no awful human beings. I'm a good person.
Yeah.
You just got
a thing about you.
That's what it is.
I can name 10 guys you're funnier
And you know
than.
what? And Chris, you know what? This is how you know. This is how you
They're
know.
way more successful than you.
This is Chris is talking to me like a middle-aged white man. That's how middle-aged white people talk to me. You know I'm finished because Chris is like, look, my son, you need to work on this.
If you think it's just jokes, you got jokes are only half the battle.
Every conversation you have about Patrice goes like this. He's a funny guy.
This is years ago, Norton. This is in the mid '90s. This was I used to do this.
I met him. I hated his pomposity. I met him, and he was like, "We're doing this hell gig for Jamie Duke. It was a college. I was opening."
You keep telling that story. I killed that room.
You
by the way.
didn't kill it.
It doesn't matter.
It's not about the comedy.
It's not about the jokes.
It's the delusion of who he is. I had maybe a 1. I
Help me help you. He's Rod Tidwell.
I like to see him sweat. It's rare you sweat on our show, man. All right,
I guess
a
it's
breather.
Nobody's got a bad thing to say.
No.
About as funny.
Just my essence stinks.
Before they trash you, they'll say things like, "Yeah, it's funny. Are you friends with him?" Like,
Patrice O'Neal will not be at the Garden. He'll be at the Undergarden.
Right. Chris Rock wants to make it perfectly clear. He doesn't want you tainting his garden appearance.
There's the 5,000. Right. There's the 20,000, and then there's the bathroom.
Oh, poor Patrice.
Hey, are you working with anybody in the Garden?
Jill Scott. Jill Scott for the ladies.
She's opening?
Yeah, she's opening.
Wow.
I don't know Jill Scott.
I don't either.
Okay.
I want to find out about.
If you're having sex with a black woman, you'd know.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
She's big.
Yeah.
Neo soul, as they used to call it. I don't know.
Oh, wait, she's the performer. She does music.
Yeah.
I knew. All right, I know who.
Oh, she's not a comic?
No.
Oh, you was thinking comedian Jill Scott.
I was thinking comedian Jill Scott. I've heard of Jill Scott.
Yeah.
I don't really know what I just know she's in music.
That's smart. Have music in front of you, because this way you don't have to worry about somebody stepping on everything you want to talk about.
Exactly.
That's why Pryor did it with Patti LaBelle.
Exactly.
I'm going to start doing that music.
When I saw Dane Cook at the Garden, it was just him and a stool.
Yep.
No opening act, nothing.
Hour and a
Dane
half.
just came out.
Yeah.
That was. I'm like, wow, that's pretty pompous.
Hey,
Not even a warm up.
35 minutes of scream.
Right. Give us a bed or something to hang out with for a while.
I hate working in the round. Not that I have an opportunity to do it. Believe me, I very rarely do.
Shut up, stupid. You're not in the round yet. You can't count the Westbury Music Fair.
I'm only doing half. Believe me, every time I'm in the round, there's a curtain. It's like, well, we thought it'd be more intimate. Curtain off and do half.
You're in the crescent.
And no one wants to see your back.
Hey, you were getting to something.
Oh yeah. When you hosted the Oscars, all we had to hear was from Rich Voss about how he was writing for Chris Rock. Good. Finally. And all I wanted to do
He might
is...
have got a couple in there.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he got
He bragged about that for
He got a couple like in the intros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All he was talking about, though, is, well, I gotta, get over and see Chris where I'm writing. It's like, what could you possibly be writing?
He would call us from L.A. in between writing sessions.
And just
make
talk
sure everyone
about that.
knew what he was doing.
Every time we talked to him, he had to bring that up.
Yeah.
And it's still one of his big credits.
How long after you hired Voss did you realize, all right, this was a mistake? He's a nice guy, but he contributes very little, and he's dumb.
He's dumb as dirt.
He'd have some stuff.
I forgot you hosted, man. That was so great. It was so fun to watch.
It was so great they never called again.
Good, though.
What the hell is that about? Wait.
Did it again?
Hold on. I'll tell you what that's about. That means he did a great job.
As a comedian.
No, I'm serious.
You were a comedian doing the Oscars. It was great to watch. Just smashing them. I loved it. That stupid Jude Law. Who is he? That was so great. And then Sean Penn, who's one of our finest. Shut your mouth.
One of our finer actors. And
it's like
boy, what a sense of humor that guy's got.
Chris will say it. Sean should have taken take the joke.
Oh, what a
my
douche.
God.
It was just nice to see a comic doing that and not being polite to them, but really tearing the throats out.
Absolutely. It was great, man.
Thank you.
Could you hang for a little longer?
See how I said thank you?
Wait a minute. Let me practice.
That goes a long way, Patrice.
Thank you, Chris. See, I'm going to follow it. Let me just practice saying thank you to people. Just say something to me, Owie.
I don't have anything I could say to you.
It's okay.
Thanks anyway.
Hey, thanks anyway for. I'm trying to learn instead of going. Ugh.
This is Patrice, and you compliment him because he is a sweet guy, but he doesn't
want anyone to know that.
He doesn't know how to
he's got
get
that
love.
tough outer shell that you got to break through.
If you said, Patrice, that hosting job you did was so good that one time, shut up.
right. That's Patrice.
Patrice doesn't realize he doesn't realize he's a big black man. So he thinks he's going, hey, how you doing? But what we hear is
ooga booga. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Ooga booga 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 booga.
People who don't like Patrice hate him. Because he gets the people, because if he teases you, he's loud. You're not going to be louder than he is. And
I never realized he couldn't take a compliment properly, because I had complimented you on your appearances on The Office, even though they were very brief, but you were very good.
Can I tell you really quickly
People always, when they write for Patrice, they make sure they can write them out, too. I don't know how this is going to work.
They need an out for this character.
Put a pre-existing medical condition in the character description.
It starts off with diabetes in the show.
He's boisterous with a heart condition.
Just in case.
That fun-loving, weak-hearted man.
He starts off with diabetes and a doctor's appointment in the first episode.
You could go into a coma in season 2.
They don't want to lose a minute of production time.
If you're lucky. Oh, man.
Actually, Arrested Development, too. I loved that show.
I think I got thrown out of there for the same reason.
Why?
I don't think I said thank you.
Yeah, see, that's your problem.
What are you going to do? I don't, just...
Hey,
Just be nice.
I think we only, you have to be somewhere. We only have you for another 10 minutes or so?
Whatever you need, I'm here.
Can we take a quick break and then continue?
For you? Sure.
Oh, wow. And he doesn't like doing radio, so that's a compliment.
Who does?
Do that
Jesus
one more time.
Christ.
That's
too early.
Do that one more time. Just
For you?
See, I know.
See, there was nothing in me to even know to say that.
That was just acting, though.
But it was...
That wasn't sincere. That was just acting.
No, but I know. That's what he's saying.
All right, listen.
For you, sure.
Quick break.